Traditional owners in the Northern Territory have condemned both major parties for what they call a disregard for Indigenous Australians. Some are so fed up they've gone to the United Nations Council in Europe to raise awareness of the federal intervention in Northern Territory Aboriginal communities. And they're also voicing their anger and frustration through a new documentary, which received a standing ovation in Darwin last night. Louisa Rebgetz reports.
Galawinku in remote Arnhem Land is one of 73 prescribed communities under the federal intervention. Elders there are using a new documentary called Our Generation to outline what they say is a complete failure of successive governments in Indigenous policy.
They are treating us as a little child. We're no longer a little child. We are people. We are a nation of this country. We were a nation before invasion.
Dr Giniini Gondara says he's still waiting to see the better way of life the intervention promised to deliver 3 years ago. He's just arrived back from a United Nations convention in Geneva. He says the world was shocked to hear of the government's ability to acquire land, abolish permits and enforce income management solely on Indigenous people.
They're taking our land for 5-year lease, compulsory, which I would say it's just a grab somebody's land. They would never do that to any other Australian.
Women in Galawinku say houses are still chronically overcrowded and progress is slow to repair them or build new ones.
The houses that were there since the missionaries were there, and all we get is survey, but when it's come to demolish or repairs, we're still waiting.
Senior elders and producers are hoping this film motivates all Australians to have a think about what's happening in remote Australia.
Hoping that we can start a new dialogue, we can actually change the way we think and maybe start to see that our solutions are sometimes Indigenous people's problems.
The Racial Discrimination Act had to be suspended to roll out the intervention in 2007. The federal government says it will be reinstated by the end of the year when income management is extended beyond Indigenous communities. Louisa Rebgetz, ABC News.